Of all the bigger and more well-known martial arts stars, one that always stands out to me as someone who never quite gets the level of recognition they deserve is Yuen Biao. Born in 1957, Biao would later enroll in the Peking Opera School of the Chinese Drama Academy, becoming a member of the Seven Little Fortunes performance troupe alongside other famous names like Cora Yuen, Yuen Hua, Sammo Hung, and Jackie Chan, who would all grow up to become major directors, choreographers, and actors in the Hong Kong film industry. Yuen Biao would go on to become an extremely prolific actor, choreographer, and action director. He would go on to lead such notable films like Knockabout, The Prodigal Son, Choi Hark's Zoo Warriors from the Magic Mountain, Cora Yuen's Righting Wrongs. But of all his films outside of the on-screen collaborations with his fellow Three Dragons, Jackie and Sammo, my favorite Yuen Biao-led film would be the 1989 film
The ICEMAN COMETH.
The ICEMAN COMETH, aka The Time Warriors, is a martial arts fantasy romantic comedy action epic directed by Clarence Fok, who is probably best known as the director of the Category 3 cult classic Naked Killer. The film centers on two combatants who do battle both in the past and the present. Yuen Biao plays a loyal Ming Dynasty guard named Feng Shaoqing, while Yuen Hua plays Feng Sun, a ruthless villain who is infamous for assaulting, torturing, and murdering women in 16th century China. After Feng Sun kills a princess, the emperor furiously blames Shaoqing for being unable to stop him and sentences him to death. But the loyal guard pleads with him to give him one last chance to find the villainous man and bring him to justice. During his rampage, Feng Sun manages to steal the Black Jade Buddha, a powerful artifact that has the magical power to transport people through time. Shaoqing confronts Feng Sun and the artifact transports them 300 years into the future. The two warriors engage in an epic clash on the snowy mountainside, which ends with both of them falling into a glacier and being instantly frozen. Scientists later manage to excavate Shaoqing, who is thawed out and finds himself in 1980s Kowloon. He later meets up with an escort named Polly, played by Maggie Cheung, whom he saves from a gang of thugs after a misunderstanding with a client. Polly takes him to her apartment where she is both astonished and amused by Shaoqing's amazement at modern technology like television and running water. The two strike up an unlikely partnership where Shaoqing acts as Polly's servant and bodyguard while she promises to get him a citizen ID card. However, a violent crime in the city alerts Shaoqing to the fact that Feng Sun too has survived their frozen battle, and he once again is in pursuit of the Black Jade Buddha. One thing I love about this film is how it blends multiple genres together. The premise is largely action-based with elements of fantasy, while the sections with Polly and Shaoqing have a romantic comedy element to them. Director Clarence Fok expertly mixes these different aspects, and it comes together to form a unique and entertaining adventure. At almost 2 hours long, it is on the longer side in terms of martial arts films of the era, but the film never drags and the pacing is always on point. When it comes to the leads, this film has an absolutely star-studded trio front and center. Yuen Biao is very good at playing the more innocent, fish-out-of-water types, and here he is excellent in this role. He plays the part of Shaoqing with such likability, and he is fantastic with the comedic elements, like his interactions with modern technology or his naivety with Maggie Cheung's character. But what's a hero without an equally imposing villain? And when it comes to the villains of 80s and 90s Hong Kong cinema, you can't get much better than Yuen Hua. He absolutely steals the show as the vile yet memorable Feng Sun. There isn't a single moment where he is on screen that he isn't just chewing the scenery. Rounding out the leads, and last but not least, is Maggie Cheung as Polly, a working girl who becomes Shaoqing's guide into this world that's unfamiliar to him. Cheung is a fantastic actress, known the world over, and here she gets the chance to flex her comedic muscles as a scamming but ultimately good-hearted character. Her and Biao are total opposites in the film in terms of personality, and they play off each other so well, with his innocent but good-hearted demeanor contrasting well with her more scheming and dominating presence. To say the film has impressive action sequences would be an understatement. The film has a nice mix of hand-to-hand combat and wuxia-inspired swordplay. Biao often has been described as among the most flexible and athletic of the Hong Kong action stars, and this film uses him to the best of his strengths. going toe-to-toe with Yuen Biao in impressively staged battles that also just look phenomenal. I especially love this moment where both the warriors stand face to face, ready to have their final battle, and the airplane landing in the background is what calls this round to begin. It reminds me of that classic action movie trait where you'd see an animal like a cat or bird decide the beginning of a fight or race, but instead it comes across like a melding of modern and older styles, considering that the combatants are ancient warriors. Also, kudos to the scene where the gun gets knocked into the camera and it actually hits it. Another aspect I want to praise is just how gorgeous this film looks, especially in how the action sequences are staged and shot. Cinematographer Hong Sen-poon, who also worked on films like A Chinese Ghost Story, Armor of God, Hero Trio, and Kung Fu Hustle, really did a fantastic job making sure each moment of this film had a very memorable and visually stunning look. From those almost dreamlike sequences set in the past to those colorfully engaging sections in the present day. The film would end up getting nominated for a Hong Kong Film Award for its cinematography, and although it didn't take home the prize, it's still a winner in my book. I just want to take a moment to recommend both the 88 Films and Vinegar Syndrome releases of this film. They are both total stunners and give this film the treatment it has long deserved. You can look at breakdowns on YouTube that do a beat-by-beat comparison with the visuals, but I own both and they are great releases. But if you are gonna go with the 88 Films release, then definitely spring for the special edition set that includes the poster, lobby card reproductions, and a write-up by Matthew Edwards. Honestly though, if you can afford it, both companies' releases deserve a spot in your collection. Overall, The ICEMAN Cometh is not only my favorite Yuen Biao film outside of his second collaboration with his fellow dragons, but one of my all-time favorite movies. In a year where Hong Kong cinema's big action stars delivered some absolute classics like John Woo's The Killer, Jackie Chan's The Canton Godfather, and Sammo Hung's Pedicab Driver, ICEMAN sometimes seems to get lost in the shuffle a bit, but it is absolutely worth a watch. With its amazing leads, fantastic action, and an engrossing story that expertly mixes different genres, it is just the total package.
Wait, you can be